President recognizes Senator Colbeck.
Thank you very much, Madam President. This past week, there was a common theme expressed in the Memorial Day parades and services by those who have served our country. What was that theme? Anxiety. What are they anxious about? Well, in a word, they're anxious about America and our future. This anxiety was expressed by several veterans over the past week, but one of the most emotional expressions was by a man named Pops, a World War II veteran that I met at the Northville Memorial Service. Pops took me by the hand, looked me straight in the eye, and almost pleadingly asked me to work hard to restore the morals and values that made America truly exceptional. He's afraid that we've lost our moral compass. It was a powerful message as he stood in uniform amid the graves of fallen soldiers at the Northville Rural Hill Cemetery. The encounter reminded me of a scene in the movie Saving Private Ryan. It was a scene near the end of the movie where Captain Miller, in his dying breath, says to Private Ryan, "Earn this." It is clear to these veterans serving as watchmen on the wall that we are in a battle for the soul of our nation. Not everyone sees it, but they do. It's a battle of good versus evil. It's a battle not of munitions, but rather one of words and of principles and of values. It is a battle for all the remaining good in a nation that increasingly has turned its back on God. Unfortunately, too many of us are oblivious to this battle. Some choose to ignore it or dismiss it as partisan bickering. Some clam up because they fear being labeled as a racist or a bigot by people who seek to shut down discussion to push their own agenda.
Excuse me, Senator. Could I please have the attention of those on the floor? We have a member of our body addressing us. Please continue.
Some people choose to focus on the battle in D.C. They believe it is our choice of the next president that will determine who wins this battle. That focus ignores the true nature, the true scope, and the true breadth of this battle. It is not limited to D.C. The battle is right here in Michigan right now. It's in our schools, it's in our churches, it's in our workplaces, it's in our town halls, and it's the halls and chambers of this Capitol. We cannot afford to neglect the home front. It is in this spirit that I'd like to reflect once again on that movie, Saving Private Ryan. Several years ago, my wife and I had the good fortune to visit the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial near Saint Laurent, France. That was featured in the movie. The cemetery, full of white marble crosses and Jewish stars in perfect alignment, rests on a hill that overlooks Omaha Beach. It is very humbling and awe-inspiring in that environment. And the final scene of the movie takes place in that environment. In this scene, an elderly Private Ryan is seen staring at the white marble cross of Captain Miller. Full of tears before this cross, he says, "I hope that at least in your eyes I've earned what all of you have done for me." See, this is where Hollywood gets it wrong, as it tends to do nowadays. It's not our veterans who need to earn this. Many of them have already given their last measure. It is you and I that need to earn this. We can no longer afford to be silent in this battle for the soul of our nation. We can no longer stand silent as our enemy calls evil good and good evil. We need to rededicate ourselves to the beliefs found within our Declaration of Independence that gave birth to this nation of the people, by the people, and for the people. We need to rededicate ourselves to the principles of limited government found in our Constitution and to the principle that the government works for we the people, not the other way around. We have been blessed with an immeasurable gift of freedom. Many of us have been born into this blessing. We cannot take this blessing for granted. It is time for each of us to wake up and speak out boldly against the fundamental transformation of America. In short, it's time for each of us to earn this. I'd like my remarks added to the journal, please.
Without objections to order.